Right, welcome to monthly catch-up Matrix Live demos. We just got two for you today. Keegan is going to show us Dendrite E2E support. Now, this is so hot off the press, I actually don't know myself how far he's got with it. So this is genuinely exciting for me and hopefully for everybody else. And then also Ben's going to show us some of the really cool ways that people out in the wild world have been using Matrix to back their meetups. And just generally how they've used the same technology. All right, Keegan, are you out there?
No.
No.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me share screen. This one probably.
You were a pulsating K at the moment.
Is that good? Can people see it off?
There we go. That's great.
Wonderful. Okay. Cool. So I'm just going to jump straight into it because it's end-to-end encryption. This is a Chrome tab with an account called Keegan2. This is another tab with an account called Keegan. This is on Neil's Dendrite instance, which is running master. So I'm going to make a room with myself, and hopefully it says encryption enabled, and it might even be telling the truth. So if I then click start chatting and say hi, you could see messages, which means that it's working. And to kind of show this a little bit more, you can see here view source, and you can see it's all lots of letters and numbers and stuff. But the decrypted source is obviously is what you'd expect. So it does appear to be an encrypted room. And if you go on here, you can see that there's sessions as well. So you've got there's basic session support. We don't have Quad S yet, so there's no cross signing or anything fancy. But the actual making an end-to-end encrypted room and sending some messages does actually work. And I can go one further. This is hopefully will not explode on me. If I do a new incognito tab and then yank that URL and then sign in, and hopefully, so this is checking device lists because I'm signing in on a new device. So as you can see, I do not have the keys for this message. I need to just delete that because that really annoys me. So yeah, we don't have the keys to those messages, but I'm hoping that if I want to make someone else send that message. So where's my other Keegan instance? This one, because it should be encrypting for that new device if device lists are working, and it is. So you can see that all three instances should hopefully have that message, and it does. So that basically means that I signed in on a new device, and everyone in that room was notified that that device is now a thing, and therefore you should encrypt for that device as well. And yeah, that's basically all I wanted to show. Is it does work. Device lists locally mostly work. Most of the side tests are passing now. There's one or two edge cases that don't work. To do with changing your device display name, but the actual core bits are all there and landed. Over federation, you can upload one-time keys and upload device keys. You can claim one-time keys and do queries, but we don't have federated device lists. So when you try running a Dendrite instance against a matrix.org, it doesn't seem to work very well. I.e. you get unable to decrypt messages. And I suspect that's because Synapse is relying more on the device lists than we are. So yeah, that's the place we're at the moment. So basically, I'm hoping that by the end of next week, we'll have federated device lists, and then end-to-end encryption will be fully done in Dendrite. And yeah, that's it.
Wow, super cool. Any questions for Keegan?
Lovely.
Okay, in that case, Ben, you have the floor.
Cool. So only one demo left. So this actually is not a demo of my own creation. This is actually showing off something that I am a mentor in the GSOC program for this year. So for a few years now, there's been a bit of demand for embeddable HTML embeddable clients And there's been a few stabs at it in the past, but one of the more successful that we've seen is a GSOC student this year, Arnav, who has been making what he calls Riot Embeddable. We'll probably need to rename that one. But this is a HTML embeddable client. Tied to that is this year, there's been a huge increase in the number of online events that otherwise would have been meetups or conferences are suddenly being held virtually. And what people want to do is continue to have the vibe of a meetup, which is to say they want consumers to be able to interact and discuss the topics as they're happening. So one way to do that, if I share my screen. So this is ConCon Live. It's normally a in-person event, but this year they decided to go fully online. And Dan Jenkins, who is a friend of Matrix, wanted to we wanted to have an interface where he could have a chat room interface like YouTube, but have it be backed by Matrix. So what he decided to do is, instead of just having a miniature chat interface on the same screen, what he wanted to do was have a preview of the room. So you can see here, basically you're getting a window into the Matrix room, and then it encourages you underneath to join the room, and then it's an EMS instance where you can join the room. Of course, you can join from any home server because it's Matrix, but that was what he wanted to do. This was a success for them. And the next thing was that KDE saw this and decided that they wanted to use the same interface for Academy 2020. So what we're going to have in September is essentially another version of the same setup, again organized by Arnav, the developer, and he's gonna take care of that. So it's really cool seeing Matrix used in these different ways. And it's good that people are able to essentially have the exact interface that they want without needing to resort to just using YouTube. So that's that.
I think this is super cool, and I really like that one conference has done this in ConCon, and then KDE Academy have basically seen that, thought that's great, we want that for ourselves. They're going to replicate the same thing. It'd be lovely to see more meetups and conferences going down this kind of route.
Yeah, really fun.
Yeah, exactly. So we do even have one more in October, which is Handmade Seattle, which is a quite eclectic, esoteric kind of conference with so lots of game devs and low-level developers and that kind of thing.
What's your thoughts on Open Tech Will Save Us?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same principle, really. The idea is that you want to recreate the hallway track and get as much of an interaction with the crowd as you can. Take live questions. Especially with a tech crowd, you want a little bit of bickering and discussion going on in the audience, and that's what we're trying to recreate.
Cool. For those who don't know but are listening to Matrix Live, Open Tech Will Save Us is our broader meetup addressing all topics of open technology, and it's super cool. And Ben's done a great job making that a thing. All right. Any other questions before we wrap up? Okay. Take care, everyone. Until next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye, everyone.